Well, Serana, are you ready to do this?
Incredible. Simply incredible.
Yeah.
I'm ready when you are.
Right. Let's go then. You two stay on guard here. In case anything bad happens. Seal the place up. Oh.
Are you alright? That looked painful.
It was. What happened?
Now that I think about it, I should have expected that. Sorry. It's hard to describe. The Soul Cairn is... well, hungry, for lack of a better word. It's trying to take your life essence as payment.
So there's no way in then?
There might be, but I don't think you're going to like it. Vampires aren't counted among the living. I could probably go through there without a problem.
Are you saying that I need to become a full vampire?
Not your first choice, I guess?
Already am one. That's another way.
Maybe. We could just pay the toll another way. It wants a soul, so we give it a soul. Yours.
Wouldn't that kill me?
My mother taught me a trick or two. I could partially soul trap you and offer that gem to the ideal masters. It might be enough to satisfy them. It would make you a bit weaker when we travel through the Soul Cairn, but we might be able to fix that once we're inside. Maybe.
Those are our only options.
I'm sorry. I wish I knew a better way, something that would be easier for you. Just know that whatever path you choose, I won't think any less of you. Sometimes things just have to be done. I know that better than anybody.
Well...
Yes?
Okay, I'll become a vampire then.
Are you sure? I'm willing to turn you, but you need to think it through. You'd become the very thing you've sworn to destroy. I don't know how the Dawn Guard will react.
I don't care about the Dawn Guard. This vampirism is pretty strange, but I'm ready.
Turning someone is a very personal thing for vampires. It's intimate. For us. I don't want you to feel like I'm forcing you into this.
In that case, I'm glad you're the one doing it.
Let's not waste too much time then. I promise to try and make this as painless as possible. Hold still.
Aha, there. That's what it should look like. But there's some problem with the
Let's go. My mother must be waiting on the other side of that.
bit of vampires mode. It's conflicting with the hardcore and stuff. So, Quentyl was supposed to be a vampire lord, but apparently I've got to turn into the vampire lord for every time I talk to him, or they just won't bother with her. That looks okay. Right. So hopefully that's solved the vampire problem now.
Look at this place. Can't imagine choosing to come here. My mother must have been terrified.
Yes. I removed the Windstorm character overhaul and installed
Air, ground. This is all wrong.
I think it's called Total Character Makeover, and it solved the dark faces at Janessa had, but apparently
I'd heard stories about the soul, but I never thought I'd see it myself. So far, it's about what
I don't know what's causing Serana's dark face. It's annoying, but I can live with it. So I must have taken the rules.
the smell here. Let's try to handle this quickly.
Yeah. In fact, try to leave it to smell a little bit, I think. Smell this.
I can't remember how long I've been here. Has it been a day? Or a century?
Oof. fan of the Soul Cairn, to be honest. It's been a while since I did this, so forgive me if I got lost. It's a bit bland, and I suppose.
The clouds, the sky, it's all wrong. Everything's wrong.
I suppose that's the whole point of the Soul Cairn. It is a bit bland and dreary looking, but it's not one of my favourite places. Yeah, these soul husk things. Collect them anyway. Right. See, Serana's dark face really is annoying me, but see, I don't know how to solve it. Maybe it's something to do with vampire was conflicting with something somewhere, so.
What have you got?
What have
Remember how to fight.
yeah.
You'd think a vampire would be right at home in this place. You'd be wrong. Let's just find my mother and get out of here, quickly.
Yeah, I know. I don't like this place either. Call their cliff racers and they were out for blood. Last thing had led me right to their nest and it was a trap. The damn things have become much cleverer. I think it's jumped down from the sill straight. I think it's like
Vampire would be right at home in this place. You'd be wrong. Sorry.
surprise. Leaving service. Thanks for blessed are the bone men, for they say without self them forever. Blessed are the mist men, for they blend in the scholarly transcendent spirit. Blessed are the wraith men, for they render their legion to the age. Blessed are the masters, for they bridge the past and span the future. The litany of service, the bone man's oath. We die, we pray, to live to serve. The master's way. You swore to serve your lord. Goodness me. Okay. So how the hell do you get down from here then?
You must help me find my Arvak. He doesn't deserve to be in a place like this.
What? Calm down. Who's Arvak?
Arvak, my horse. We came to this horrible place together. We were attacked by monsters, so I told him to run. Please, he's such a loyal creature, and he's been running for so long. You have to save him. A place like this will change you.
How can I help him then?
Arvak? Arvak! Where are you? Arvak, please come back! Come back!
No idea what our back skill is. Can't even remember if I've ever done it before, so we'll see.
Damn Akaviri shaman. How could I know it would trap my soul?
Jeez. Take too long of that and get hypnotised.
My ship. What happened to my ship? Where am I?
Those things.
Just step into the painting, he said. Yeah, sure. Like it's that simple.
Who said?
Well, look what we have here. Someone with flesh on their bones.
What's the matter with you?
Let's just say I sold something to a guy who turned out to work for a whole coven of necromancers. How in the name of Zenithar was I to know the ingredients were phony? Do I look like someone that would double-cross a necromancer?
So that's how you got here.
You got it. Horse, wagon, and all. Plopped here without so much as a word. I used to be one of the best traders in High Rock, you know. People would track me down just to see what I had for sale.
Got anything left?
Very funny. And what exactly are you going to pay me with? Take a look around. Gold doesn't exactly win you any friends around here.
Must be something you want.
I'll tell you what. I appreciate what you're trying to do, so I'll play along. The only thing I see around here in abundance are soul husks. You know, those ugly fungus-looking things growing out of the ground.
Ah, those things.
Bring me, say, 25 of them, and you can rummage through what was left on my cart.
Fair enough. Good job.
Odds and ends I've gathered over the years. Well, used to gather, before all of this nonsense happened to me. Tell me what you're looking for, and maybe we can make a deal. If you have the husks.
I don't have 25 husks at the moment, I just got here myself.
No husks, no sale. Guess you have some scavenging to do.
Just check something briefly. Used. Why am I not wearing them? That's weird. Should have them on. I have no idea why I don't. Right.
What a horrible place.
Yeah, a bit dreich, isn't it?
so terrible. Still suffering.
Oh, I would have opened the door. Oh, soldier.
Where'd you come from?
Soul Cairn, why not keep your souls? Surely the lightning rods must charge up soul souls. Ah, right, okay. I ain't wasting Daedric arrows in here. Still nice. interact with that thing over there. I can get up there or not. Things to do in here, so. Oh, t-shirt. Oh, well.
Bruce?
Go with him. Oof. Them.
All I said to Potato was I thought you looked a little portly in that gown. How was I supposed to know?
These are husks. It's harvesting. Not much else to do in this place, is there? Potato. Those fishers must be full of soul gems.
Stories about the Soul Cairn, but I haven't seen it myself. So far, it's about what I imagined.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not a favourite place in night either. Hospital have anyway. 32.
Let's keep moving.
Yeah. We're going to do masters up in this castle thing.
feel terrible for the people. Seems awful. Like they're still suffering.
Yeah. Wow. That's Lydia. Not that. Don't need that either. Around that. Not too close to that, I don't think I'll range you. Okay.
Stay away from the Oblivion Gate, I told them. Did they listen? Of course not.
One moment I'm raising a sword against that necromancer. The next moment I found myself here. What happened?
Yeah, well,
You think a vampire would be right at home in this place? You'd be wrong. Let's just find my mother and get out of here, quickly.
she'll do her best. What's this?
It was madness to attack that coven of witches. Why didn't they listen to me?
Air, ground. This is all wrong.
I don't like it either. Look at the rest of this place.
Mother? Mother!
Can't be. Serana?
Is it really you? I can't believe it. How do we get inside? We have to talk.
Serana, what are you doing here? Where's your father?
He doesn't know we're here. I don't have time to explain.
I must have failed. Harkon's found a way to decipher the prophecy, hasn't he?
No, you've got it all wrong. We're here to complete the prophecy our way, not his.
Wait a moment. You've brought a stranger here? Have you lost your mind?
You don't...
You, come forward. I would speak with you. So how has it come to pass that a vampire of mixed blood is in the company of my daughter?
We're keeping her safe.
Safe? You call bringing her here safe? Has she explained nothing to you? Serana has sacrificed everything to prevent Harkon from completing the prophecy. I would have expected her to explain that to you.
That's why I'm here for the Elder Scroll.
You think I'd have the audacity to place my own daughter in that tomb for the protection of her Elder Scroll alone? The scrolls are merely a means to an end. The key to the tyranny of the sun is Serana herself.
What do you mean?
When I fled Castle Volkihar, I fled with 2 Elder Scrolls. The scroll I presume you found with Serana speaks of Ariel and his arcane weapon, Ariel's bow. The second scroll declares that the blood of Cold Harbor's daughter will blind the eye of the dragon.
Right, so how does Serana fit into this?
Like myself, Serana was a human once. We were devout followers of Lord Molig Ball. Tradition dictates the females be offered to Molig Ball on his summoning day. Few survive the ordeal. Those that do emerge as a pure-blooded vampire.
Yeah.
We call such confluences the Daughters of Cold Harbor.
Serana went to ritual willingly?
It was expected of her, just as it was expected of me. Being selected as an offering to Molig Ball is an honor. She wouldn't have dared turn her back on that.
Cold Harbor.
It's what some call the domain of Molig Ball. His place in oblivion.
So the Tyranny of the Sun requires Serana's blood then?
Now you're beginning to see why I wanted to protect Serana, and why I've kept the other Elder Scroll as far from her as possible.
Have you seen Harkon needs to kill her?
If Harkon obtained Ariel's bow, and Serana's blood was used to taint the weapon, the tyranny of the sun would be complete. In his eyes, she'd be dying for the good of all vampires.
We'll never allow that to happen.
And how exactly do you plan on completing the prophecy without the death of my daughter?
Well, simple. Kill Harkon.
If you believe that, then you're a bigger fool than I originally suspected. Don't you think I weighed that option before I enacted my plans?
Is Serana's opinion in this?
You care nothing for Serana, or our plight. You see the tyranny of the sun as your chance at deification. And like Harkon, you won't hesitate to destroy anything that stands in your path.
Serana wants me.
Serana, a stranger, may call herself a vampire, but she knows nothing of our struggle. Why should I entrust you to her?
This stranger has done more for me in the brief time I've known her than you've done in centuries.
How dare you? I gave up everything I cared about to protect you from that fanatic you call a father.
Yes, he's a fanatic. He's changed. But he's still my father. Why can't you understand how that makes me feel?
If you'd only open your eyes.
The
moment your father discovers your role in the prophecy, that he needs your blood, you'll be in terrible danger.
So to protect me, you decided to shut me away from everything I cared about. You never asked me if hiding me in that tomb was the best course of action. You just expected me to follow you blindly. Both of you were obsessed with your own paths. Your motivations might have been different, but in the end, I'm still just a pawn to you two. I want us to be a family again. But I don't know if we can ever have that. Maybe we don't deserve that kind of happiness. Maybe it isn't for us. But we have to stop him before he goes too far. And to do that, we need the Elder Scroll.
I'm sorry, Serana. I didn't know. I didn't see I've allowed my hatred of your father to estrange us for too long. If you want the Elder Scroll, it's yours. Your intentions are still somewhat unclear to me, but for Serana's sake, I'll assist you in any way that I can.
Do you have the Elder Scroll with you?
Yes. I've kept it safely secured here ever since I was imprisoned. Fortunately, you're in a position to breach the barrier that surrounds these ruins.
What do we need to do?
You need to locate the tallest of the rocky spires that surround these ruins. At their bases, the barrier's energy is being drawn from unfortunate souls that have been exiled here. Destroy the keepers that are tending them, and it should bring the barrier down.
We'll return soon.
One more word of warning. There's a dragon that calls itself Durnevere roaming the cairn. Be wary of him. The Ideal Masters have charged him with overseeing the keepers, and will undoubtedly intervene if you're perceived as a threat.
So, how did you come to prison here anyway?
When I entered the Soul Cairn, I had intended to strike a bargain with the Ideal Masters, the custodians of this place.
What what's the bargain?
I requested refuge in the Soul Cairn, and in exchange, I would provide the Ideal Masters the souls that they crave. If I had foreseen the value they placed on my own soul, I would never have come here.
So they tricked you then?
The Ideal Masters unleashed their keepers and sent them to destroy me. Fortunately, I was able to hold them at bay and retreat into these ruins.
You became trapped?
Unfortunately, yes. Since the keepers weren't able to claim my soul, they had their minions construct a barrier that I'd never be able to breach.
So you've been imprisoned here for all this time?
Time has very little meaning to me. Consequently, it has little meaning to the Ideal Masters as well. I suppose you could call this the ultimate waiting game, each watching the other to see which will give in.
So who are the Ideal Masters?
I know very little about them. They're mystic entities that lord over the Soul Cairn, controlling every aspect from its fabric to its appearance.
What do they resemble?
Well, some necromancers believe they are the crystalline structures dotting the Soul Cairn. I believe there's more to it than that.
How so?
I think they transcend what we perceive as a physical form. Perhaps they were once corporeal beings, but they've obviously reached a point where they no longer require a tangible presence.
What are those?
Conduits, through which the Ideal Masters speak to their underlings and feed on their victims.
Why would they require sustenance?
The Ideal Masters' weakness is their insatiable hunger for pure souls. It's the reason for the Soul Cairn's existence, and the only leverage a necromancer has when bargaining with them.
What do the Masters provide in return?
The ability to summon powerful undead guardians, as one would conjure an Atronak or Daedra. However, the majority of necromancers that are foolish enough to enter into a bargain with the Ideal Masters wind up here, as harvested souls.
Yeah. So if I leave the Soul Cairn, can I safely return?
As you've been traveling in the Soul Cairn, your body has become attuned to it. Let's just say a tiny part of you rubbed off on it, and in its place, a bit of the Soul Cairn filled the void. You should find no difficulty using the portal any longer.
Well, you proceed the prophecy.
Harkon's vision is a world plunged in eternal darkness, where the vampire can flourish, and never again fear the tyranny of the sun. What he fails to realize is how much attention would be called to our kind if the prophecy came to fruition.
What sort of attention?
If eternal night fell, there are many who wouldn't stand for it. They would raise armies in attempts to return things to normal. The order of the day would be our destruction, until every last vampire was hunted down and eliminated.
So you prefer living in the shadows?
I do. It's how the vampire has survived for millennia, and the only way we can continue to survive in the future.
Makes sense. So, wheel in it, let me get this straight.
I hope this is important.
You and Harkon groomed your only child to be a sexual sacrifice.
Yes, it was expected of her.
In a ceremony where she was literally raped to death.
Yes, few survived the ordeal.
And then you lock her in a box for a few hundred years.
Yes,
Because her father wants to kill her and drain her vampire blood.
unfortunately, yes.
She got because she managed to survive being raped to death.
Yes.
Do you believe Srana wanted any of that?
Being selected as an offering to Molag Bal is an honor. She wouldn't have dared turn her back on that.
Only because of you. She just wanted to please her parents. Gods know why.
I see. We're abominations in your mind. Evil creatures that care nothing for Serana.
I think that's a fair assessment.
If you believe that...
I believe Srana has been a victim in all her life.
Idiot! You're a bigger fool than I originally suspected. Serana has sacrificed everything to Molag Bal. Now, she's the daughter of Cold Harbor, the pure-blooded vampire. Nothing else matters. If anything happens to Serana, I'll have you answer for it. Be careful, and keep my daughter safe.
Yeah, like you did.
Kill those keeper things and get back to the prison.
Yeah. Right. Just want to check something here. So I wonder if the vampire thing will work properly now. Turned off alright. That's better, right. Keep forgetting to turn that on or off.
If you want that scroll, the barrier needs to come down.
Yeah, I'll get on it.
Be careful, and keep my daughter safe.
I'm glad you're here. I don't think I could be doing this alone.
So do you know anything about this place?
Just what my mother told me. I've also studied a little bit on my own, but there's not much. When something is trapped in a soul gem, and then the energy is used for powering an enchantment, the remnants are sent here.
Any sort of
Well, I think it's specifically the black ones. I don't know if the Soul Cairn takes just any leftovers.
anything live here?
Look at this place. Do you think anything would want to live here?
Well, no.
The only things that can survive here are the Ideal Masters, the undead, and the souls themselves. Well, if you want to call that living.
Do you think they'll meet the Ideal Masters?
I don't think anyone's ever met the Ideal Masters. I'm not even sure anyone knows what they look like. They could be underground, flying above us. They might be the ground, I have no idea.
Why are they collecting these souls?
Lots of theories. Some say they feed on them like I feed on blood. Others think they use them as payment to an even higher power. Almost like a currency. A very strange currency. Whatever they're doing with them, they've been harvesting for millennia. No telling how many souls are trapped here.
Why would a necromancer want to deal with them anyway?
Look around you. There are some extremely powerful undead here. Even a necromancer as seasoned as my mother would be willing to spend years trying to gain access to them.
Summon them, you mean?
Exactly. It's a lost art. Most necromancers just raise up whatever bodies are nearby. A simple trick, really. Child's play. But bringing something from the Soul Cairn gives you something much more powerful.
How do the necromancers communicate with them?
Ah, that's usually the trick. It's possible to do it through a simple portal, but to finalize the deal, you have to travel here yourself. And most of them never come back.
Yeah. So how are you feeling after talking to your mother?
Relieved, I think. All those things had been building for a while. You have no idea how long I wanted to say that to her.
Why did you ever repeat your plan?
Look, I loved my father, but when he found that prophecy, that became his life. Everything else, even me and my mother, we just became close. I was close with my mother, but she just kept feeding me her opinions of him, and eventually I started believing them.
You don't seem to be fond of him anyway.
The moment we gave ourselves to Moloch Ball, things got really icy between them. They were both drunk with power, and pulling in different directions. And then he found that prophecy, and that was it.
And you were caught in the middle.
I was. Honestly, it took me up until now to figure out that my mother was really just as bad as he was. He was obsessed with power. She was obsessed with seeing him fail. It was just so toxic. Maybe I could have seen this coming. We could all be better off now.
It sounds like they were both being selfish.
Oh, they definitely were. I just wonder if that meant it was my job to be giving. Anyway, we should keep moving.
Yeah. I wonder. Leave that there just now. Okay, I've got some things to think about. So until next time, I believe.